So I thought that I would do this impromptu um, walkthrough with this event here, the weekend event for coalition points, because, well, I was going to play it anyway, so might as well show you what I do for this event. So we start with Domery here. Got to make sure it's a peasant deck, and you got to make sure you deal 10 or more damage to a creature during a single turn. What I normally do for that is I use Graceful Takedown or Feral Encounter. If I can get my creatures up large enough, and I can also put Reach on them with Leaping Ambush, but this card is really good to put on Glissa Sunslayer because it basically makes it so that she blocks and is able to destroy anything um, that hits the creature there. This node doesn't play much removal, if any at all. So pretty much if you put a creature down and it doesn't die to being attacked, then you pretty much win the game. You just got to make sure with Graceful Takedown, you hit either their creature or one of yours to get the coalition objective points. So, show you how easy it usually goes for me. The one thing about the dinosaur nodes is that sometimes you can be off to a bad start and not get the pieces you need while they build up their side of the board really quickly. But things like Threats Undetected should help a lot with that because you can just pick the creatures you need and get rolling. So yeah, we have Glissa Sunslayer with Reach, which pretty much means we won't lose. So we just got to make sure that we get all the objective points now. I'm saying that pretty confidently. Watch some unexpected thing happen here and I lose or something. But let's just say that won't happen. I'm confident enough. So that's obviously not going to be able to get through. I don't see 10 points. So I could just play a Graceful Takedown right here. And that's 11. So that should give us objective points. So that's very easy. Now we just play through until we're done. And this strategy works for a lot of PvE bosses. So um, I'll show you a very similar deck that I use for the final dinosaur node. Or, no, don't care about that. Oh yeah, and then Trumpeting Carnosaur is also doing damage to creatures with which helps. But I just like it because it's both a dinosaur and it can discover. And it gets pretty big after a while, so that will make it so that we can win the match fairly quickly without too much fuss or muss. Nice little fetching card too. It can also do damage, but it's not enough to hit the objective. So I would rely more on graceful takedown or your creatures putting their damage onto another. But graceful takedown is good because you can target one of your own creatures if you need to. I didn't need to this time, but you could see if they didn't cast a creature, it might have been something that I would have needed to do. Okay, this next battle, I'm just using Eliwick because I don't really have a lot of reason to use her in other events. But yeah, she's green, so converting 10 gems is not going to be an issue. Casting 8 or more supports is a lot of supports, but what we're going to be doing is fetching a bunch of lands and casting them with with all of our conversion here. So here's my deck. I put Helm of the Gods on Vorinclex or 6 and make them very resistant to creatures smashing into them. If you want to go with something a little more safe here, you could always just put in Archdruid's instead of Archdruid's Charm, something. Let's see what we got here that we might want to use. Um, what's Ruthless Predation do? Creature fights target opposing creature. It's cheap, sort of removal. Um, Killer Among Us. Create a Death Touch Assassin token. No, we don't want to do that. I mean, we could just use Graceful Takedown again. Watley's Final Strike. This one is like fight without having to fight, but I think Graceful Takedown is better anyway. Threats Undetected is not a bad play either. Destroy equal to base power. Base power kind of sucks. Storm the Seed Core. Creatures gain vigilance and trample. If they got vigilance all the time, then that means that I wouldn't um my creatures wouldn't die from reach either, but that's okay. We just want something cheap that we can cast early and keep our creatures safe if we need to. But yeah, I'll just go with Graceful Takedown. Why not? What we're worried about here is things getting hairy in the early game. So actually, instead of that, I will just put some. I'll just put a cheap conversion spell or conversion support in here. So we'll do that, and then just rely on our creatures to block for us and see how that goes. Okay, so Cryptix is good. Put in Vorinclex down after that and fetch 2 supports, which will be lands. I'll explain why a Johnny um, sleeper agent, why that's in here once the once it hits the board. I don't need it yet for a while. Probably won't. Okay, so we get If we can get Helm of the Gods onto our Vorinclex, then that means we'll be safe for a while. Wow, that's annoying. Okay, never mind. Didn't like that. Okay, so if we get 6, get a Helm of the Gods on 6, maybe that will keep her alive for a while while we get things going. Actually, that might not. But let's see. Put another one down. Okay, she survived that. Oh, nice. Vorinclex came back down, which is good. Okay, so this is why we will want a Johnny Sleeper agent when we get there. Let's pick a legendary creature. Get Hugs down. What we can do is give 6 Death Touch, and now with battle damage, or when they try and run into her, they will die. Because the Death Touch has First Strike, they can't even trample over her. So unless they play that little dinosaur again, we're good. And then it's +2. We'll buff up our creatures as well. Yeah, just keep going. The key to these PvE battles is just setting up your side of the board before they can and just maintaining that control. Don't need any of those. We'll see how many cards I get back with Walk-in Closet. So give him Death Touch too. Why not? Just one? That's okay. I was hoping to get more lands out of that, but that's fine. Still cast 11 supports. I probably should have looked at my support objective counter a little bit closer because um, 8 supports is a lot. So you might want to think about putting something in like a Great Aurora to, to slow yourself down. But problem with that is you might have to rebuild your side of the board. So if you're going to do that, I recommend playing Vanguards with Great Aurora because Great Aurora does not destroy those. But um, yeah, so this deck, you could just go ahead and use this deck again and put some more dinos in it. But I'm going to try an untested deck. Similar idea, but it's got a few more things that are a little bit more built to save you from your opponent getting a fast start on you. So we got Vraska the Silencer and Glissa Sunslayer. So if we could either get Vraska down or Glissa with Reach, then we're pretty safe for a while. Threats Undetected will help with that a lot. Watley Warrior Poet and Trumpeting Carnosaur are going to be what gets us um, to the objectives, and then everything else just kind of helps out with that. Chaos Warp in case things get nasty on us, but you could either do Chaos Warp or Blasphemous Act. But I like Chaos Warp because we can get rid of supports that Watley plays. So let's see how this goes. Hope it goes all right. It's the first time playing this specific deck, but I played similar ones before, and though they were fine, um, there were a couple little things that scared me a bit about it. Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about with a fast start. So we play threats undetected and get Vraska down, and she will keep us safe for a while, I think. Let's make sure. So that is one thing, but at least we took care of two of her creatures there. So let's do something about that Carnosaur. If we can. Um, there's a 5 match. Thought I saw one. Chaos Warp for sure. Play this. Do we have a way to cast that yet? Not quite. But we're there now. And Chaos Warp. Destroy. Okay, we can get an Inti. That'd be a good card to have. Play another Carnosaur. Oh, dang. Well, that I don't like. If we get a threats undetected down again, then that will help. Chaos Warp. Do we have any matches that'll get us there? Not quite. Oh, well, we did cascade into something, so great. Let's steal a Polani's Hatcher and try and get some of our objectives out of the way. I'll save that because I want the discover that it gives me. Okay, where are we at with objectives? Okay, still far from them, but we need to get there. I'm gonna be a little bit careful with the toxic, though. We have to make sure we get our objectives before we win with toxic. So where are we at with that? Okay, we still have plenty of time. Beef her up a little bit. Interesting. Okay, we can use the green dinosaur, or we could use the Watley Vanguard to create dinosaurs and get us to the objective quicker. Another dinosaur. Okay, we just need one more dinosaur, and we're there. Okay, there we are. Objectives achieved. What we could also start doing is putting toxic on our other creatures and uh, win this game out even faster. Why not? All we gotta do is win at this point. Uh, let's take care of the supports. Get some life back too. Where's toxic at now? 13? We'll get there soon. Life gain is really nice to have in these PvE battles that take a long time because you'll likely want to restore some life there. Okay, let's see. Did I hit lethal toxicity here? We did? Okay. And that's it. a win, full points, full life. Simple as that. Okay, we took care of that whole pie. And let's do one more. So this one's pretty simple. Koth with just a bunch of spells in it. And yeah, the creatures can grow pretty quickly. Jolene, with all the token generation, is going to do well for destroying opposing creatures. And then we got a couple little kill spells here and there that we can use for that as well. But pretty safe deck, pretty easy battle. Should get through it fairly quickly here. Where are my red matches? Hmm. Yeah, get some gold out of it. Jolene doing her thing. So now we're consistently generating mana. We could just make it over to its third ability and just cruise to victory here. It ought to be pretty straightforward from here. ends the match here. Yeah, it should. My creature's doubling up plus that damage. Yeah, easily. Never mind. There we go. Another easy win. Okay, this battle was pretty easy as well. You definitely don't need to use Tyvar for it, but this is what I did. Um, Basically, graveyard reanimator deck. I get to show you how Overlord of the Hauntwoods and 6 works. That's going to be fun. Um, yeah, everything else is just kind of keeping you safe. Molten Collapse, Pylon, Rite of the Moth is going to be good for gaining life back if we need to. And yeah, this is, I think, the most fun deck that I use for this event because it can do so much. It easily hits objectives and it does it in a pretty fun way. So we'll get that down. First, Omen Path Journey. Bring a creature down on the board. Let's see, Pylon. So every time I match Omen Path Journey's support, I get um, a land into play. And since 6 is a land, it's an easy way to just put one right on the board. But if I don't grab a 6, then I'm grabbing a Sunken Citadel. And then you just go from there. Um, just save up loyalty for his third ability and just spam that. We triggered Leyline, so we got an Archpriest of Shadows out on the board. And then Rite of the Moth gives all our creatures lifelink and Death Touch. So with Death Touch on 6, nothing's getting through that. Then Overlord of the Hauntwoods, every time it um, enters the battlefield or attacks, it creates land tokens, and those land supports will make 6 seed, and then they feed off of each other in that way. So, um, really awesome synergy between the two. We should at this point have tons of stuff in our graveyard because every time a land support hits the battlefield or the board, it's destroying 3 cards from our library. Oh yeah, by the way, this is all happening on their turn. Omen Path Journey works. It triggers whenever anybody hits it. Yeah, just hit that ability again and just continue to bring things out of the graveyard. Get another Rite of the Moth. It's just fun watching all this stuff happen. Surprise Rite of the Moths. Wow. How many of these did I have? Well, I think we win this turn. Gosh, more? All right. I'll take them if you keep giving them. Wow, we actually hit the loop timer. I just want to see how many will come out. Another? All right. I've never casted so many in one turn. That's great. All right, what was the final count? 162 gems converted and 119 cards in our graveyard. Awesome. So yeah, if you can build that deck, I highly recommend it for that battle. They were able to do nothing against it. All right, here is the moment of truth. I barely squeaked by the last time trying getting cute and trying Kaito, so I'll go back to a deck that worked last time. I don't think I loved it, but it did work fine. Um, I did make a few little changes on it. We got Rite of the Moth, Golden Wish in here, and the Kobold's Planeswalker. So we get we'll get Aegis from Golden Wish as well um, as the Vanguard. And I found a neat little trick here with a nice little two card combo. Mirko, Obsessive Theorist. Um, the most important part of this card, when this creature deals combat damage to your opponent's Planeswalker, return the first creature with base cost mana Y or less from the graveyard to battlefield under your control. Y is 3 times this creature's power. And we're going to pair that with Ruthless Lawbringer, who is a vampire. And when this creature enters the battlefield, you may destroy target creature you control. If you do, destroy an opposing card at random. This can affect Vanguard. So every turn, you can bring this creature back to the battlefield because you can target this creature itself. So you could send this right back to the graveyard every turn. So it's going to be destroying something every turn and helping us hit objectives at the same time. So it's really neat little synergy happening there. And yeah, I'll show you how it goes. Yeah, we'll see. This battle can get out of hand sometimes, but I think as long as we can get to a decent start. Okay, Golden Wish, that's good. Okay, I Don't know what he's about to play, but it's a lot of mana in it. Okay, that's not that bad. I don't like it, but it could be worse. Could be Aclazotz. Uh-uh. So it's starting to get a little bit ahead on me, but we can do this. Give all of them imminent death and slow them down for a while. Get Mirko down. We got an Assimilation Aegis, which will keep us safe for a while, I hope. Could steal his Bloodletter, which would also be good. Make our way toward objectives. Get Mirko down. We like Mirko. Make our way toward objectives. Kind of want to keep that ley line. Do I want to destroy my Aegis? I guess I have to because he's going to do it if I don't. Okay. Just need to hit the loyalty ability one last time. Well, at least get points. Aclazotz is annoying, but let's see. Can we steal it? I would like to. Okay, if I control two or less creatures. That's too bad. Let's get Galta and Mavrin down. What do I want instead? I don't need Mirko right now. Hmm. Maybe I should have waited. Oh well. Okay, now we can steal Aclazotz. Make life a little easier for me. Hmm. feel like I haven't been getting enough loyalty lately, but let's just swap into our loyalty. Huh, that's so weird. Should we do Mirko? Okay, finally. Jeez. I don't know why it took so long to get to his loyalty ability. I mean, I was charging up that golden wish just in case, but that was just weird to me. Yeah, we're pretty in control of the match at this point. As long as he doesn't play um some kill spell to get rid of my vampire there, which he most certainly could. This might be it for him. Not sure. Don't need either of those. Okay, sweet. Let's see. The objectives? We sure did. Just barely hit the loyalty ability enough times, which is very weird. I guess if I was winning too fast, I could have switched out my vampires for something else, but it worked out fine. Definitely summoned enough vampires. Hit the loyalty enough times. It's just weird that it stalled so long without getting another loyalty ability there. But yeah, it looks like coalition victory really wasn't necessary. I could probably have done something else there. Um, but yeah, decks worked well. Everything went very smoothly. Even that battle, which gave me a hard time, and the last time I played it, went really quickly in this one. So yeah, awesome. All right. Well, I hope that that helped you guys a little bit with knowing how to go about building for this event. Really, the main thing to keep in mind is a lot of the um, bosses just don't have a lot of removal built into them. So if your um, creatures can block and destroy them while they stay safe, that is a really awesome strategy to go with for a lot of these battles. All right. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back again soon.